Hey everyone, Ian here, and I'm finally back from my trip to the Star Wars celebration in Orlando, where I got to check out the reveal of Star Wars Battlefront 2. While the developers didn't go into specific details about a lot of the features we can expect from the game, we did learn quite a bit about it. So, without further ado, here's everything we know so far about Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Special forces.
That's the point, Sergeant.
There's a full campaign this time around, which will take players to the dark side and allow us to experience events from the viewpoint of the Galactic Empire. It's set in the 30-year gap between the destruction of the Death Star and the events of The Force Awakens. We don't know a huge amount about the story so far, but we do know it was written by an ex-IGN writer named Mitch Dyer and Walt Williams, who is best known for writing Spec Ops: The Line, a game which received high praise for its story. So that's a good sign. It means there should hopefully be some unexpected twists along the way, although I'm kind of hoping it doesn't turn out to be one of those games where you play as a baddie from the start, but then flip sides halfway through because you grow a conscience. I like the idea of playing as someone who has complete faith in the motives of the Imperials. We'll be taking control of a character named Iden Versio, who is the leader of an elite special forces unit known as Inferno Squadron. Iden and her team are a hybrid of fighter pilot and commando, which means there'll be plenty of ground and vehicle combat in the game. Although this is speculation, due to the 30-year span of the game and the fact that during the destruction of the Death Star 2, Iden is already in her late 20s, early 30s, this could mean we will at some point be controlling a 50 or 60-year-old Iden. Perhaps in that time frame she'll be promoted to general and given her own Star Destroyer. That'd be quite cool, but at the moment it's anyone's guess what'll happen. Iden also has her very own droid buddy who attaches to the back of her armour and who serves as part of the moment-to-moment gameplay. What that means isn't 100% clear, but expect it to do things like hacking doors and perhaps stunning enemies so you can do stealthy routes around levels. The droid doesn't speak, it just makes little bleeps and bloops, so try to think of it as kind of like the Imperial version of an R2 unit. Along with the new campaign comes a brand new planet, Vardos, an Imperial utopia created specifically for Battlefront 2, where children of the Empire grow up in peace and aspire to be elite soldiers like Iden. It's a very striking location, and the trees you can see in this concept art are positioned over water so that when the leaves fall in the water, they bleed, which should look pretty awesome. At certain points in the story, there will be opportunities to become hero characters, some of which will allow players to experience the events from the side of the rebellion. In one mission teased in the new trailer, players will be able to control Luke Skywalker in his familiar Return of the Jedi outfit, and it has also been confirmed that we'll be able to play as Kylo Ren in part of the story too. Multiplayer is back, of course, and in this game it includes the three main trilogy eras, from the prequels up to the new movies. What it doesn't include, however, is anything from the spin-offs, so that means no Rogue One stuff and no Star Wars Rebels stuff. We'll see standard vehicles that appear in the Clone Wars animated series, of course, but that's because they also feature in the prequels. Multiplayer matches will have a maximum player count of 40, dashing the hopes of anyone hoping for epic 64-player battles along the lines of the Battlefield games. We don't know anything about the available game modes right now, but we do know that space battles will finally be appearing in Battlefront 2. That's right, everyone wanted them, and now we're going to get them. It won't just be space battles though, there will still be battles over land and water, as this shot of the Falcon flying over the waters of Takodana would suggest. In terms of ships, you can also expect classic specimens such as TIE fighters and X-Wings, along with iconic ships from the new trilogy such as the First Order TIE fighter and the prequel's Vulture droids. The multiplayer maps confirmed so far are Tatooine, Hoth and Yavin 4, but concept art shown at the Battlefront 2 panel at this year's Star Wars Celebration also suggests that Kamino will be a location. Snippets from the trailers also suggest we'll get to fight on Starkiller Base, Endor, Takodana from The Force Awakens, Sullust, and it's a good guess that Vardos will be in there too. So that's coming up to 10 potential maps already. Another big fan request that's been granted is a class system. There's 4 trooper classes in total, so think along the lines of Sniper, Assault, Engineer, etc., and each will have its own customization and progression systems, plus a number of cosmetic character types like the Rebel Fighter, Imperial Officer, Stormtrooper and Federation Droid, all depending on what era you're fighting in. To power up your troopers, there's a new resource-based system. EA were tight-lipped about how this will work and if it will completely remove the star cards from the game, but we do know that any changes made to your chosen class will carry over to whatever era of troopers you're fighting with. Also featured are hero characters from across all eras, including Rey, Darth Maul, Luke Skywalker, Yoda and Kylo Ren. In a major gameplay change, these hero characters will now have their own career paths, allowing players to unlock new abilities for them and to tailor them to their playstyle. This will also be done with the resource system, but how it works specifically is again not known. We'll also be getting new hero ships that can also be customised, just like the hero characters. None have been confirmed, but going from concept art and trailers, it looks like we'll be able to fly the Force Awakens Millennium Falcon and Obi-Wan's Starfighter and Jango Fett's Slave One from the prequels. This probably means that Jango Fett and Obi-Wan will also be playable heroes. While small vehicles like speeder bikes will undoubtedly have seamless transitions, it looks like most big vehicles will continue to behave similarly to how they did in the first EA Battlefront. This is because you have to earn them via the resource system like you do the heroes, and then choose to change into a specific vehicle. It's also a good bet that we won't be able to fly from a planet's surface into space. You'll either get ground combat or space combat, not a mix of both at the same time. Also confirmed is the existence of Rideable Tauntauns on the planet Hoth. You can use them to get around the battlefield faster and to headbutt enemy soldiers, but you can't use them to keep warm. As a pure piece of speculation, this could mean that there'll be planetary-specific vehicles to ride, like, say, Luke's X-34 Landspeeder on Tatooine, and this light infantry vehicle from Starkiller Base. It also stands to reason that Endor will once again feature speeder bikes. And just like the troopers, there is a class system for all of the vehicles in the game. It's been widely reported that there's no season pass for Battlefront 2 after the creative director on the game told Mashable that, and I quote, "We don't have a season pass." It didn't take EA long to backtrack on that announcement though, releasing a statement that reads, "While we're not ready to confirm any live service plans just yet, what we can say is that we heard the feedback from our Battlefront community loud and clear. We know they want more depth, more progression and more content, so we're focused on delivering that in every dimension of Star Wars Battlefront 2. We'll have more to share about our plans soon." So maybe it will, maybe it won't, or maybe it'll be something in between. Basically what I'm trying to say is, don't get your no season pass hopes up just yet. Resistance. Battlefront 2 will have some premium DLC though. EA have already announced an Elite Trooper Deluxe pre-order edition that comes with cosmetic additions for Rey and Kylo Ren, as well as weapon modifiers for each trooper class and an ability modifier for the Millennium Falcon. Finally, the release date for Star Wars Battlefront 2 is November 17th this year, although if you do pre-order the game's Elite Trooper Deluxe Edition, you'll be able to play the game from the 14th instead. It'll be coming out for PC, PS4 and Xbox One, and it's a good guess that the PS4 Pro and Xbox Scorpio will be 4K optimised. Oh, and so far, it looks like Battlefront 2 will be skipping the Switch entirely. Dark side. And that's pretty much it, as far as I know. If I've missed anything, share your wisdom in the comments below, and do like and subscribe for more Battlefront 2 coverage in the near future. Oh, and then once you've done that, why not watch this video where I go around high-fiving all the cosplayers at this year's Star Wars celebration. It's guaranteed to make you do a smile. Goodbye.